Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Tam, and today we are making homemade chicken noodle soup. Yes, I know you see it, so let's get started. Here, I'm going to just show y'all what I'm using. Got some rosemary leaves, some thyme. So we're going to use rosemary, thyme, and I'm going to be using some carrots, some celery, some parsley, and some wide egg noodles. They do have extra wide, but I just use wide, and I'm gonna use one whole onion and one bulb of garlic there, and of course I have one whole chicken. And then I'm gonna be using some Jiffy cornbread to make me some cornbread, but you can use whatever you want to. Some crackers, whatever floats your boat, boo. Do that. So next I'm going to go ahead and chop off the ends of those carrots that I'm gonna be using for my chicken broth. You can put them in whole if that's what you would like to do. But for me, I'm choosing to go ahead and chop them up into halves. But like I said, that's up to you. Do whatever floats your boat. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and peel my garlic cloves. I am gonna show you how it's so easy for me to get that skin off of that garlic, because I know it can be a little difficult. But I'm going to use about four of those garlic cloves that I have there. And I'm just going to go ahead and peel them. Next, I'm going to show you how I did that. Oh, give me my carrot. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So now I'm going to basically bang on that garlic clove in order to break up that skin. That way, it makes it easier for you to peel the skin of the garlic, and you can just get to the clove itself. So that's how you do that to make it easier. And he is still trying to take this carrot. Y'all see my son? He is doing the most. Do y'all have problems with kids being all up in the kitchen when you're trying to cook? Because I know I do. And both my kids are just always there trying to get into stuff. Always asking for food when I'm in the kitchen, just coming up with things. So, but anyways, that's what I'm doing here. Next I'm gonna just add that all into a plate. Those garlic cloves and the carrot. And now I am going to sit that aside, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my celery. Now, for the celery, I'm not going to chop it up or anything like that. I'm going to use it just like that with the leaves and everything on it. Because again, this is for my chicken stock. This is not for the end product soup itself. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut up that large yellow sweet onion that I had. And I'm just going to use half of it for my chicken broth for my soup. I'm just going to use half, and I'm not going to really chop it up. I'm just really going to peel it because, again, you don't really need to do all that when you're just making the broth, and it adds so much more flavor if you just leave it as is. So that's what you see me doing here, just peeling it and adding it onto that plate of vegetables that I have there. And I'm just gonna sit that other half of onion to the side for later. Next, I have my parsley that I got from the store, of course. Fresh. You can use the parsley seasoning, um, but I just chose to use this because I'm making chicken noodle soup. So I wanted it to be as nutritious as can be and just more flavorful. So I'm just going to take a couple of sprigs of that parsley and then I'm going to just sit it to the side. I'm not going to use the whole thing, the whole bunch of parsley. I'm not going to do that. Now to that plate, I'm going to add in my fresh thyme that I have. This time I did previously use, so that's why it looks kind of dried out, but it's still good. So I just used it again. Now I'm going to add on my rosemary onto that plate as well. And this is just helping me so I can just dump everything into the water when I'm ready for it, basically. So I'm just getting that all together there. And right here, I saw that, baby, the end of that celery was looking a little bit too chunky for me. So I had to go ahead and cut the end of that off and just add that onto my plate again. Yep. So now we're gonna move on to boiling our chicken and making our chicken broth. So I added all those veggies in with my chicken that I previously washed. I usually use like some salt and vinegar to clean my chicken, but you can choose to clean your chicken if you want. That's up to you. I clean my chicken. Now I'm gonna add in some black pepper, and that's coarse black pepper, and then I'm gonna add in some paprika. I don't have specific measurements for you guys. I do apologize, but I usually just season with my eyes. Now I'm going to go in with my better than bouillon chicken seasoning there. So I'm just using the powder instead of the paste. That's what I like to use. And I'm using some um crushed pepper flakes, red pepper flakes. And I'm gonna use some bay leaves. And I'm gonna stir all that together there. And I'm gonna get that chicken completely submerged into the water. You want to make sure that your chicken is completely covered in that water. You don't want to have it uncovered because, of course, it's gonna cook down. So this is about after maybe 30 minutes or so of the chicken cooking, and I'm just gonna flip it over, and as you can see, that broth is forming there. Sorry for that fogging up of the camera. Now we're gonna go on and move to the veggies that are gonna be in the actual soup part of this recipe. So I'm going to chop up some carrots that I have here in little round circles. I'm just going to keep chopping those up. I believe I used about three stalks of carrots for this recipe, but you can add as many or as less that you want, or you don't have to have carrots at all. It's all up to you. This is your soup, boo. You do what you want to do. So now I'm just, you know, still chopping those carrots. I'm not chopping them too fine. It's just a decent size. I'm just going to add that onto my plate there. Next, I'm going to move on to my stalks of celery, and I'm just going to chop the ends off and start to chop that up as well. Again, I'm not chopping it too fine. I'm just doing what I do basically. You chop it up as much as you want to. And I think I used about two. I think I used two stalks of celery for this recipe, but do what floats your boat. Do what floats your boat. You don't have to follow my recipe exactly for it to be fire. Okay? I'm just showing you the basics of how I make my chicken noodle soup. But you can make yours differently. And now, as you can see, that's about an hour and a half of that chicken broth cooking. And I'm just going to strain that over another pot. So that's how that chicken looks now. And we're going to get rid of all the rest of those veggies and everything and just keep that chicken and that chicken broth. So right here you can see me adding all my veggies into the pot with the broth in it. And I'm going to add in about half of those egg noodles. Now, you don't have to use half the bag if you don't like. I found that it was a little bit too much. So if I was you, I wouldn't use half of the egg noodles. I would just use about maybe a quarter of that and just add that into the soup. But again, it's up to you. If you like a lot of noodles, add more. If not, add less. And make sure you taste as you go, baby, because you don't want this soup to catch you by surprise. Okay? So, I guess I felt like I needed some more chicken bouillon seasoning in there. So that's what I did. I added that. And oh my God, y'all, look at that broth. It looks so good. It was so good, but our noodles are done at this point, and I did let my chicken cool down and shred it up and add it to that pot with the noodles and veggies, and it turned out so good. So good. It looked so flavorful, and it was. I just love this recipe, and I know that y'all would too. Y'all just need to really give it a try. And I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you.